Hey guys, so before this video starts, only 93% of my viewers are not subscribed, so please subscribe now and help a brother out, please, and have a great day. Hey guys, so today we're reading Freak the Mighty Rodman by Rodman Philbrick, so let's please start. I recorded this, but it got stopped, so let's just restart over. Chapter 1, the Vanquish. I never had a brain until Freak came along and let me borrow his for a while. And that's the truth, the whole truth, the vanquished truth, is how Freak would say it. And for a long time, it was him who did the talking. Except I had a way of saying things with my fists and my feet. Even before we became Freak the Mighty, slaying dragons and fools and walking high above the world. Calling me kicker for a time. This was a daycare. The year Graham and Grim took me over, and I had a thing about booting anyone who dared to touch me, because they were always trying to throw a hug on me like it was a medicine I needed. Graham and Grim, bless their pointed little heads, they were my mother's people. They're her parents, and they figured, whoa, you better put this little critter with other little critters his own age. Maybe it'll improve his temper. Yeah, right. Instead, what happened in daycare? Invented games like kickboxing and kick knees and kick faces and kick teachers and kick the other little day critters, because I knew what a rotten lie the hug stuff was. Oh, I knew what that's when I got my first look at Freak that year at the phony hug. He didn't look so different back then. We were all of us pretty small, right? Back then we were all of us pretty small. But he was in the playroom with us. Every day, just now and then, he showed up looking sort of fierce. Is how I remember him. Looking except later it was Freak himself who taught me that remembering is great invention of the mind, and you're trying hard enough, you can remember anything. Whether it really happened or not. So maybe he wasn't really all that fierce in daycare. Except I'm pretty sure he did hit a kid with his crunch once. Whacked the little brat pretty good, and for some reason little kicker never got around to kicking little Freak. Maybe it was those crutches that kept me from lashing out at him. Man, those crutches were cool. I wanted to hear for myself. And when little girl Freak showed up one day with these shiny braces strapped to his cookie's legs, metal tubes right up to his hips, and why those were even more cool than crutches. I'm Robot Man. Little Freak would go making these weird robot noises, and as he humped himself around like around the playground. He had robot motors inside his legs going and this looks like, don't mess with me, man. Maybe I got a laser cannon hidden inside of these leg braces. Smoke a hole right through you, no question. Man, Freak was hooked on robot even back then. This little guy, 2 feet tall, and already knew what he wanted. Then for a long time, and I never saw a Freak anymore. One day, he just never came back to this daycare, and the next thing I remember, I'm like in the third grade or something, and I catch a glimpse of this yellow-haired kid scrawling at me for one of those crippled man. They were death ray eyes, and I think, hey, that's him, the robot boy, and it was like, whoa, because I'd forgotten all about him. Daycare was a blank place of my head, and nobody had called me Kicker for a long time. Mad Max, they were calling me our Max Factor. This one butthead in LD class called me Maxi Pack. Until I persuaded him otherwise. Graham and Grim always called me a Maxwell, though, which is supposed to be my real name. And so I hated them worst of all, Maxwell. Ugh. Grim, out in the kitchen one night after supper, whispered to Graham, had she noticed how much Maxwell was getting to look like him? Which is the way he always talked about my father, who had married his dear departed daughter and produced Eka. Maxwell Grim never says my father's name, just him, like his name was is too scary to say. It's more than just the way Maxwell resembles. Uh, him, Graham says that night in the kitchen, the boys like him. We better watch out. You never know what he might do while we're sleeping, like his father did. And Graham right away shushes him and say, "Don't ever say that, because little pictures have big ears." Yeah, which makes me run to the mirror to see if my big ears make me look like him. What a butthead, huh? Well, I was a butthead because, like I said, I never had a brain until Freak moved out of the streets the summer before 8th grade, and which have big ears, which makes me run to the mirror to see if my big ears make me look like him. What a butthead, huh? Well, I was a butthead because, like I said, I never had a brain until Freak moved down the street. That summer before 8th grade, right? That's the summer I grew so fast that guys. Grim said we'd best let the boy go barefoot. He's exploding out of his shoes. That barefoot of summer when I fell down a lot, and the weirdo robot boy with with his white yellow hair and his weird fierce eyes moved into the duplex down the block with his beautiful brown haired mom, the fair Gwen of air. Only a falling down goon would think that was her real name, right? Like I said, are you paying attention here? Because you don't even know yet how he got to be Freak the Mighty, which is, which was pretty cool, even if I do say so myself. Chapter 2, Up from the Down Under. That summer, let's see, I'm still living in the basement. My own private down under the in the little room Grim built it for me there, glued up this sheet paneling, right? It sort of buckles away from the concrete cellar walls, a regular ripple effect. But do I complain about the crummy panel or the rug that smells like low tide? I do not, because I like it in the down under. Got the place all to myself, and no fear Graham sticking her head in the door and say, "Maxwell, dear, what are you doing?" Not that I ever do much of anything. Grim had it fixed in his head. I'm at a dangerous age, and they need to keep me under observation. Like I might make bombs or start a fire or whack it out the local pets with my trusty slinger or whatever. Except I never had a slingshot. It was Grim who had one when he was my age. The proof is right here in the family photo album. You can see this blurry little miniature Grim with no front teeth grinning at the camera and yanking back in this prehistoric slingshot. Good for whacking mastodons, because just proper end discussion like, oops, better hide the evidence. Don't want to give the dangerous boy any ideas. Not that I have any ideas. My brain is vaccinated. Okay, I'm just a critter hiding out in the basement, drooling in my comic books or whatever. I never actually drool, but you get the picture. Anyhow, this is the first day of July, already counting down for the 4th and wondering where can I get a M80, which is supposed to be the explosive power of a quarter stick of dynamite or something. And when it goes off, your heart starts to stop for a microsecond. Eek, ick, and wham, which is probably what Grim is afraid of. Eek, ick, ick. Maxwell armed with dynamite, so finally I get bored in this down under, and I'm hanging around a so-called backyard. Your basic chunk of chain link heaven. Grim keeps this crummy little mower in the shed, but what's the point of mowing dirt, right? Okay, I'm out there messing around, and that's when I see the moving around van. Not your mainstream nationwide brand name mover either, not just some cheap local outfit. These big bearded dudes in their sweaty undershirts lugging stuff into the duplex. That's been vaccinated since last Christmas, when the dope field who lived there finally got busted. At first, I'm thinking the dope field is back and he's out of jail or whatever, and he's moving into this his stuff back in. Then I see the fair Gwen. Not that I know her name. That was a little while. At first, she's a glimpse. Caught her going between the van and the front door talking to the beard. I'm thinking, hey, I know her. And then I'm thinking, no way, but hey, I know way knew that and you know a female that beautiful. Because she looks like some kind of movie star wearing those old jeans and a baggy t-shirt. And her long hair is tied back. And she's probably sweating, but she looks like a movie star. Like she has this glow secrets spot lights that follow her around and make your eyes light up. And I'm thinking, well, this improves the old neighborhood. You're thinking, yeah, right. The goon is barely out of 7th grade. Who does he think he is? Honestly, the fair Gwen has star quality and even a total moron scene. And the reason she looks familiar is I must have seen her bring free to daycare way back in the dark ages, because the next thing I notice is this crippled up yellow-haired midget kid strutting around the sidewalk giving orders to the he's going, hey you doofus, yeah, you with the hairy face, take it easy with that box. That box contains a computer. You know what a computer is? I can't believe it. Right then, I'm sneaking along the streets to see what's going on, and there's this weird looking little dude. He's got a normal shirt sized head, but the rest of him is shorter than a yardstick and kind of twisted in a way that means he can't stand up straight, and makes makes his chest puff out, and he's waving his crutches around, is yelling up the movers, hey Gwen, where the beard says, can't you give this kid a pill or something? He's driving us nuts. So Gwen comes out of the house and pushes the hair out of her big brown eyes, and and she goes, Kevin, go play in the backyard, okay? But your computer is fine. Leave the men alone. They'll be done soon, and then we can have some lunch. By this time, I'm hunkering along in front of the place, trying to maintain a casual attitude. Except, like I said, my feet are going wild that year, and I keep tripping over everything. Cracks in the sidewalk, ants on the sidewalk, shadows, anything. Then the strange little dude jerks himself around, and he catches sight of me and lifts a crunch and points it up at my heart, and he goes, identify yourself, earthling. I'm busy keeping my feet from tripping, and I don't get it. That he's mean me. I said, identify yourself, earthling, or suffer the consequences. I'm like, what? And before I can decide whether or not to tell him my name or which name, because by now I recognize him as the weird little robot kid from daycare, and maybe he remembers me as Kicker anyhow. Before I can say a word, he pulls the trigger on that crutch and makes a weapon noise, and he goes, then die, earthling, die. I motor out of there without saying a word, because I'm pretty sure he really means this. The way he points that crutch at me is only part of it. You have to see the look in his eye. Man, that little dude, he really hates me. He wants me to die. Alright guys, so we're gonna be leaving chapter 3. I'm gonna read tomorrow. So have a great day guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.